Months, people have been buzzing about Martell and Sheree's relationship.
In marriage, you can't have two people messing up with cheating. Lord have mercy. Don't kick a man when he's already down. That's the problem right there. Some of y'all acting like you never cheated or been with half the city. For months, people have been talking about Martell and Sheree. Some thought it was fake, others believed it was real. But nobody saw LaTisha jumping in and making things even messier. Now Martell is speaking up, and what he's revealing is crazy. If you thought this was just another cheating scandal, think again. What's coming out is way bigger than just Martell and Sheree. It's about power moves, manipulation, and a reality TV betrayal on another level. So, let's get into how this drama went from quiet whispers to a full-blown explosion, and who's really pulling the strings behind the scenes. She said not allegedly Carlos, not allegedly Martell. Wait, what? But like, Martell? That was edited out, that's why I was mad, because Marcel was saying a lot of different things about Ariane, or whatever something is not true. So the thing is, when stuff is true, you bring receipt, you bring the evidence for it, which I did. And I can do it about every week. Martell Holt is no stranger to cheating scandals. His history of infidelity has been well documented, especially after his messy split from Melody. Sheree, from secret relationships to love children, Martell has built a reputation that keeps him in the... Martell is back in the spotlight, but this time, he's not the only one caught in the drama. Enter Sheree Whitfield, a seasoned reality star known from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Unlike Martell, she's kept a pretty clean image when it comes to relationships. But that all changed the moment her name got tied to his. The rumors about Martell and Sheree started months ago. At first, it seemed like just a casual connection, two reality TV stars linked up for clout, maybe even a short-lived romance. But behind the scenes, things were way more complicated. Things were far more complicated than they seemed. Neither Martell nor Sheree wanted to make their relationship public, and for good reason. Martell was already dealing with backlash from his past, and getting involved with someone new would only make things worse. Sheree, on the other hand, had her own image to protect. She'd been through public breakups before and wasn't about to let another failed relationship define her. Plus, there was talk that she wasn't all in, that she saw Martell as more of a temporary companion than anything serious, than a serious partner. So, why keep it a secret? Because they both had too much to lose. For Martell, his legal battles and business ventures were already shaky. One more scandal, and his brand could take a serious hit. For Sheree, being linked to a known cheater could turn her into a punchline. But what they didn't see coming was that someone else had been watching their every move, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And that's where LaTisha Scott comes in. While fans assumed she had nothing to do with the situation, the truth was far more shocking. Some type of procedure. She had, so he's known for that, so my thing is Martell show it. And then his thing is he's like, well, you know, you've been with my homeboy. I'm like, dude, that was in 2001. How is that even relevant? Like, I talked to one of his friends, which is really not his friend. It's just somebody local. That's why college girls don't fool with the local people. Keep it on. LaTisha Scott has always presented herself as the level-headed, strategic wife of Martell Scott, unlike many of her love and LaTisha Scott, known from Love and Marriage, Huntsville, usually stays out of the big drama, focusing on her marriage, business, and family. But recent events have made one thing clear: she's not as uninvolved as she wants people to believe. Behind the scenes, LaTisha had her own reasons for stirring the pot. Sources close to the situation say she had been gathering information for months. She knew that if the right details landed in the right hands at the right time, the affair wouldn't stay a secret for long. But she wasn't about to expose it outright. She had a bigger plan in mind. LaTisha didn't just want the story to come out. She wanted it to explode. Allegedly, she played a role in manipulating conversations and interactions, making sure key details about Martell and Sheree's relationship leaked in a way no one could ignore. Whether it was stirring up certain narratives behind the scenes, creating situations where they'd get caught, or feeding information to the right people, LaTisha made sure the scandal went public in the most damaging way possible. What's wild is how she managed to stay out of the spotlight the entire time. While pulling the strings, LaTisha played it smart. Unlike other reality TV stars who jump headfirst into drama, she stayed in the background, making it seem like she had nothing to do with the mess. But what she didn't expect was that Martell wasn't about to take the fall without a fight. And that's where things take a wild turn. Martell, never one to stay quiet, decided he wasn't going down alone. He was ready to fire back. So, how long did it take for you to realize that Martell was being played? I'm not dumb. I caught on pretty much right away.
V.
Seemed like Martell Holt had been backed into a corner. He did what he does best. He flipped the script. Instead of playing the victim, Martell decided to expose LaTisha Scott's entire scheme, and trust, he came prepared. For weeks, LaTisha had been working behind the scenes, making sure Martell and Sheree's affair became public knowledge. She had positioned herself as the mastermind controlling the narrative while keeping her hands clean, but what she didn't expect was that Martell had been paying attention all along. Martell wasn't just reacting, he was collecting receipts. Sources close to the situation revealed that he had proof of LaTisha's involvement. Text messages, conversations, and even first-hand accounts from people she'd been working with to spread the rumors. Then, in a shocking move, Martell dropped the bombshell. Not only had LaTisha been behind the exposure, but she also had her own motives for doing it. So, why wait until now to speak up? Some people believe it was pure revenge. After all, Martell isn't the type to just sit back and take it. Some believe Martell exposed LaTisha out of pure revenge. He wasn't about to let someone play him. Others think it was all about damage control. By turning the spotlight on LaTisha, he shifted the focus away from himself and painted her as the villain. Then, there's a theory that Martell wanted to send a message. He might be messy, but he's not someone to be manipulated. While Martell's revelations definitely rocked the boat, what happened next showed that this scandal was far from over. LaTisha wasn't about to let this slide quietly.
Confused?
I get it, this whole thing is a roller coaster. Just when you think you've got it figured out, the next twist hits. We were doing fine, or at least I thought we were, and then I invite her to dinner and she doesn't show up. And when I ask about it, it's like she's avoiding the obvious. She says there are elephants in the room with me, but when I try to address them, she won't even tell me what they are. For Sheree Whitfield, this scandal has put her in a tough spot. She had worked hard to build an image as a strong, independent woman who didn't let drama mess with her personal life. But now, with the affair out in the open and her connection to Martell making headlines, she's found herself in the middle of a storm she wasn't prepared for. Sheree is in a tricky position. Does she face the situation head-on or try to brush it off and move forward? Either way, this isn't the kind of publicity she wanted. At first, it seemed like LaTisha had won. She'd exposed Martell and Sheree's relationship, making them the center of the scandal. But now that Martell has flipped the script, LaTisha is the one under scrutiny. Did her plan backfire? Or did she get exactly what she wanted? If her goal was to shift attention away from her own issues, she might have succeeded. But if people start digging deeper, she could find herself facing even more fallout. Digging deeper into her role, she could find herself in an even bigger mess than before. Then there's Marcus Scott, LaTisha's husband, who now finds himself pulled into the drama. Some sources suggest Marceau has been trying to keep his distance, not wanting his own name dragged into the mix, but with everything now out in the open, he may have no choice but to address the situation. And while all of this is happening, Melody sure has been watching it all play out. She's lived through Martell's lies, his betrayals, and the public humiliation. For Melody, watching Martell get tangled in yet another scandal isn't exactly new. But this time, there's a key difference. She's not the one suffering. She's just sitting back and watching the whole thing unfold. Let's not forget, Melody's entire marriage to Martell fell apart because of his infidelity. She endured years of lies and deceit before finally walking away. And now, here he is again, caught up in another messy situation, this time with Sheree Whitfield. For Melody, this scandal probably feels like déjà vu, just a painful reminder of everything she went through with Martell. Might feel a sense of satisfaction. After all, LaTisha has spent years trying to distance herself from the drama, positioning herself as someone who stays out of the mess. But now, she's right in the thick of it, pulling the strings behind the scenes. For Melody, seeing LaTisha orchestrate all this has to be a bit sweet. It's like watching someone who's always tried to stay above the fray get caught up in their own game. On the other hand, Melody might be keeping her cards close to her chest. She knows better than anyone how to handle this kind of chaos. She might not be saying much, but you can bet she's soaking it all in with a knowing smirk. Might feel vindicated for so long she was the one dealing with the F out of Martell's bad decisions, but now someone else is experiencing it firsthand. Sheree now understands what it's like to be entangled with Martell, and his baggage. LaTisha, too, is seeing how messy things can get when you involve yourself in someone else's drama. On the other hand, Melody has made it clear that she's moved on from Martell. She's focused on her career, her kids, and securing her future. So while this scandal might, Melody isn't about to insert herself into this mess. If anything, she's probably enjoying the fact that for once, she's not the one left handling the fallout. With all the layers to this drama, it's clear no one is walking away unscathed. One person commented, saying, "Martell just keeps proving over and over that he's his own worst enemy. How many times does he need to be exposed before he learns?" Another added, "LaTisha really thought she was the mastermind, but now she's the one getting played. Karma always comes around. It's almost like everyone's finally starting to see the patterns, and the tables are turning in ways no one expected, hoping for." On the other side, LaTisha is now facing the fallout from playing puppet master. And with Melody sitting back and watching from the sidelines, you know she's taking mental notes. At this point, Melody doesn't even have to lift a finger. Everyone's exposing themselves with all the lies, manipulation, and secrets. There are still so many unanswered questions, and you know more receipts are bound to come to light. Let's be real. LaTisha might have thought she was in control, but now she's the one catching the heat. So, what do you guys think? Was LaTisha being strategic, or was she just straight up messy? Let's talk about it in the comments. That's it for today. See you in the next video.